Butter, creamy, golden, delicious. The hero of toast and the villain of diet ads. And then there's ghee, butter's older, wiser cousin who claims to be the healthier one. But is it really? Or is this just another case of good marketing in a fancy jar? Today, we're spreading the truth, pun very much intended, as we uncover the real difference between butter and ghee. What happens when you melt one into the other, and which one actually deserves a spot in your kitchen. Let's churn through the facts, right here, on History of Food. Before we start arguing over which one's healthier, let's rewind to where it all began. Butter has been around for thousands of years, dating back to around 2000 BCE, when people discovered that shaking or churning milk long enough turned it into this creamy gold. From the Vikings' salted slabs to the French obsession with beurre, butter became the ultimate symbol of indulgence. Ghee, on the other hand, has even deeper roots. It originated in ancient India long before refrigeration existed. People found that heating butter slowly until the water and milk solids separated not only made it last longer, it gave it a rich, nutty aroma and a higher smoke point. Plus, in Ayurveda, traditional Indian medicine, ghee wasn't just food. It was medicine, used for digestion, skin, and even spiritual rituals. So while butter spread across Europe, ghee was sizzling its way through India. Two golden fats from opposite sides of the world, destined to meet in your frying pan centuries later. If you've ever wondered whether ghee is just fancy butter, here's the truth. It's not just butter. It's butter 2.0. When you melt butter and let it simmer, the water evaporates, and the milk solids, the proteins and sugars, sink to the bottom and caramelize. The golden liquid left behind is pure butterfat, aka ghee. That means ghee is lactose-free and casein-free, making it easier for people with dairy sensitivities to digest. Butter, on the other hand, still contains tiny amounts of those proteins. So if you've ever felt a little bloated after eating buttery popcorn, ghee might treat your stomach a bit kinder. Flavor-wise, butter tastes creamy and mild. Ghee tastes richer, deeper, almost like caramel. It's like butter went through a character development arc. Here's where things get a bit greasy, in a good way. Both butter and ghee are made almost entirely of fat, but the type of fat is what matters. Both are rich in saturated fat, which for decades was demonized as the heart's worst enemy. But newer research paints a more nuanced picture. It's not that saturated fat is pure evil. It's that eating too much of it alongside processed foods and refined carbs is what causes trouble. Butter contains a mix of saturated and monounsaturated fats, along with butyrate, a fatty acid that supports gut health and may reduce inflammation. Ghee also contains butyrate, in fact slightly more, and has a higher concentration of healthy fats like omega-3s, especially if it's from grass-fed cows. In other words, both can fit into a balanced diet, in moderation. The key word being moderation. Because no matter how ancient or aromatic it is, eating half a stick of ghee in one sitting won't make you a wellness guru. Let's talk about something most people forget. The smoke point, or the temperature where fat breaks down and starts to burn. Butter's smoke point is around 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. That's great for baking or low-heat cooking, but not ideal for frying. Why? Because those milk solids in butter burn easily and give off that bitter, burnt flavor. Ghee, on the other hand, has a smoke point of about 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 230 degrees Celsius, much higher. That means it's perfect for sautéing, deep frying, or high-heat dishes like stir-fry and searing meat. It stays stable and doesn't break down into harmful compounds as quickly. So if you've ever wondered why Indian curries or Middle Eastern dishes taste so rich without burning, that's the magic of ghee. Let's get nerdy for a moment. A single tablespoon of butter has about 100 calories and 11 grams of fat, while ghee has roughly 120 calories and 13 grams of fat, because it's pure fat without water. So, yes, ghee is a bit more calorie-dense. Both have vitamins A, D, E, and K, which are fat-soluble, meaning they help your body absorb nutrients. However, ghee often contains slightly higher levels of these vitamins per spoon since it's more concentrated. Ghee also lacks lactose and casein, which is a win for people with mild dairy intolerance, but for everyone else, the nutritional difference isn't massive. It really depends on your dietary needs and how you use it. Now, this is where the internet tends to go off the rails. You'll see influencers calling ghee a superfood that can cure inflammation, boost immunity, and maybe even fix your love life. Let's pump the brakes. While ghee does contain beneficial compounds like conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, and antioxidants, calling it a miracle food is stretching it. Likewise, butter isn't the villain people made it out to be in the low-fat craze of the 1980s. In fact, real butter, especially grass-fed, has nutritional benefits too. So here's the real takeaway. Neither is a superfood nor toxin. They're both traditional fats with their own perks. What matters more is the context of your diet. If you're eating mostly whole foods, a bit of either won't hurt. But if you're spreading ghee on deep-fried buttered toast daily, maybe slow down. Butter is universal. It's in croissants, cookies, sauces, and everything French people hold dear. It's the taste of comfort, luxury, and Sunday pancakes. Ghee, meanwhile, carries culture in every spoonful. In India, it's not just a cooking ingredient, it's sacred. It's used in religious offerings, traditional medicine, and family recipes passed down for generations. Even its aroma brings nostalgia. In short, butter comforts, ghee connects, and both make food undeniably better. Fun fact: in ancient India, ghee lamps were used during ceremonies because the light was said to symbolize purity and prosperity. And honestly, if you've ever fried garlic in ghee, you'll understand why it feels divine. Here's the twist. This isn't really a competition. Butter and ghee are two sides of the same golden coin. One evolved from the other, and both can coexist beautifully in your kitchen. Want a rich, creamy sauce? Use butter. Cooking over high heat or need lactose-free fat? Ghee's your best friend. The truth is, the healthier option depends on you, your tolerance, your cooking style, and your cultural comfort. There's no clear winner here, just better choices for different moments. At the end of the day, butter and ghee remind us that even the simplest foods can have deep histories and passionate fans. They've survived diet trends, scientific debates, and internet wars. And somehow they're still on our toast. Maybe that's because the real secret to healthy eating isn't choosing sides. It's balance, moderation, and occasionally pure enjoyment. So, whether you're team butter or team ghee, remember, the goal isn't to pick a hero, it's to enjoy your food without guilt. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.